Hello and welcome to this edition of YES101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I am Hashni Patirana for the Newsfirst team. First up is a look at your headlines.
Newsfirst headline.
Day 2 of debate on second reading of budget today. Met Department issues heat advisory for several provinces. Shooting in Middeniya kills father and daughter. In your international headlines, Trump more confident of Ukraine deal after US-Russia talks. And in your sports, it's cricket. ICC Champions Trophy 2025 kicks off today. On to your top story this morning. Today marks the second day of the debate on the second reading of the 2025 budget. The Parliament is scheduled to convene at 9:30 a.m. today. The debate will continue until the 25th of February, while the vote on the second reading of the 2025 budget will be held that evening. The committee stage debate on the appropriation bill is scheduled to be held for 90 days, including 4 Saturdays from the 27th of February till the 21st of March. The vote on the third reading of the appropriation bill is scheduled for the 21st of March at 6 p.m. Into more local news, bringing to a weather update. The Department of Meteorology has issued an amber heat index advisory covering several provinces. Accordingly, the heat index, the temperature felt on human body, is expected to increase up to caution level at some places in northern, north central, northwestern, western and southern provinces and in the Ranthambore district. Individuals working outdoors are advised to stay hydrated and take breaks in the shade as often as possible. The Met Department's advisory says that those indoors should check on the elderly and sick, and that it is critical to never leave children unattended in vehicles. People engaging in outdoor activities are advised to limit strenuous exertion, find shade and remain hydrated. Additionally, wearing lightweight, white or light-colored clothing is recommended to help manage the heat. The Met Department forecasts that the prevailing dry weather conditions could continue until mid-April. In more local news, a man and his daughter were killed in a shooting that took place last night in the Kadewata junction in Middeniya, Tangol. Police say that an unidentified group carried out the shooting at about 10:15 p.m. yesterday, when the man was travelling on his motorcycle with his son and daughter. The 39-year-old man died on the scene, and his daughter was admitted to the Tangol hospital, while his son was admitted to the Ambulapitiya hospital. The 6-year-old daughter later succumbed to her injuries. Police say that the shooting was carried out with a T-56 firearm, and investigations are underway to arrest the suspects.
International news.
Shifting your attention to the international arena, the United States and Russia will appoint high-level teams to negotiate the end of the war in Ukraine and are working to re-establish diplomatic channels, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said at the end of key talks that excluded Kiev. Speaking to reporters after meeting Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Rubio said concessions will have to be made by all sides in order for the conflict to end. However, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said his country won't accept peacekeeping forces from NATO countries in Ukraine under any peace deal following high-level talks with the US in Saudi Arabia. He said, quote-unquote, any appearance by armed forces under some other flag does not change anything. It is, of course, completely unacceptable. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said that talks between US and Russian officials in Saudi Arabia yesterday were very good and that he is now much more confident of a Ukraine peace deal. The president was answering reports questions at his residence in Florida, where a journalist asked whether Ukrainians might feel betrayed after not being invited to the talks in Riyadh. Trump responded that Ukrainians have already had 3 years to negotiate for peace in the war that began with Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022.
Sports news.
Finally, on to a sports update. The ICC Champions Trophy 2025 kicks off today with Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates co-hosting the prestigious tournament. This marks the 9th edition of the competition, which first began in 1998, and it returns after an 8-year hiatus. Australia holds the record for the most titles, having won the tournament twice. Pakistan, the defending champions after their victory in 2017 edition, will look to retain their crown. This year, the competition figures the top 8 ODI teams: Afghanistan, Australia, Bangladesh, England, India, New Zealand, Pakistan and South Africa, battling it out over 19 days of thrilling cricket. Matches involving India will be played in the UAE, and the opening match of the tournament will see Pakistan face off against New Zealand at 2:30 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Cricket fans can catch all the live action on TV1 and www.sirasatv.lk as part of the MTV Media Network, the official local broadcaster of the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. And with that, we wrap up this edition of YES101's Visual Radio. I'm Hashni Patrana. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more of the very latest.